Before we get started, do me a favor and smash that like button. I'd appreciate it. Okay, this is going to be a video which is my attempt at clarifying what this Friday 50 is all about. And I'm going to start with just kind of an overview of the site. So this is what it looks like. You can find it by going to the50.io, shown up in the URL bar there. And the first thing that you'll see is at the top right is the need to connect your wallet, which would be your MetaMask wallet. And then this number here in the middle is the number of T-bill that will be burned when the Friday 50 burn event actually kicks off. And initially, if you look right above this, shows you the number of hours, minutes, and seconds until the kickoff, the burn event actually begins. And so as long as that counter there is greater than 0, you have the opportunity to go in and buy one or more of the burn NFTs, which I'll try to cover a little bit more of that later. But if you scroll down, you'll see this information here and this button that says approve. You'll only have to do this approve one time. Once, it's just like tbill.io. Once you have done the approve, it remembers it and you won't have to do it again. But down here is where you put in the amount of T-bill that you are going to burn, and it's in the middle there. It says T-bill per burn is 10. So if you put in 10 under T-bill input, then you're buying one burn NFT. If you put in 20, you're buying 2, and if you put in 30, you're buying 3, and so on. And it'll tell you over here on the right the number of burn NFTs you're going to get based on what you put in over here on the left. So I guess once you do the approve, matter of fact, let me do that and just see what happens. I don't know if I have to connect the wallet first. Yeah, it's telling me I need to connect the wallet first, so click OK. I'm going to go back up. I've got my MetaMask wallet is open, so I'm going to say connect. And MetaMask is coming up, and it's going to ask me if it's okay to connect to this site, and I will have to approve it. Okay, here it's asking me to select the account that I want to use, and I can select one or the other or both of them, and actually I can create a new one if I want to. So I'm going to select the first one, called account 1. Okay, I've selected account 1. You see the check mark there, and then got to go down here and tell it next and connect. Okay, so now it's showing my wallet address up there, and so now if I scroll down, I should be able to approve it, and it looks like it's going through that process. And of course it's popping up MetaMask again. Okay, it's wanting me to give permission to access my T-bill. So I'll go down and confirm. So now over here on the left is where you put in the amount of T-bill that you want to burn, and tells you how many per NFT, and it shows over here on the right that will get you 1. And it knows if I try to put in 100, it knows I've only got 20 in my wallet, so that's all it's going to let me do is 20. And then it shows below there, based on that, it's going to give me 2 of these proof of burn NFTs. So I don't want to do okay, so it defaults to the minimum of 10, and it's showing that that's what I'm gonna get if I proceed, basically. So so once I've entered the amount that I want to burn, I scroll down and the burn button appears, and if I click that, I will purchase that 1 proof of burn NFT, and based on that I will receive 1 entry in each of 10 different he calls them slots, but they're basically lists, and I'll explain more about that later. But if you buy, any number that you buy gives you that number of entries in each list. So in this case, I'm buying 1, so that's going to give me 1 entry in each of the 10 different lists, or as he calls them, slots. And then I will be randomly assigned a time in each list. So the first list I could get slot number or time number 1, while in another list I could get time number 5, and basically that's the way it works. Okay, let's go over some basics of the way this works. For each proof of burn NFT that you purchase for 10 T-bill, 5 of those T-bill are burned immediately upon purchase, and the other 5 are put into the rewards pot for the claim event, which comes later. At the kickoff at 6 a.m. Eastern Time, there are 11.5 hours during which you can purchase 1 or more of those proof of burn NFTs. Each one that you purchase gives you 1 time slot in each of 10 different lists. And after 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the ability to purchase closes, and for the next 30 minutes those time slots are randomly assigned to all of those NFTs. So you get 1 entry in each of 10 different lists for each NFT that you purchase, and your time will be randomly assigned. Starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Time is when the claim process begins, and at that time each person in a time slot has the opportunity to claim their reward, but they only have 10 minutes. So it starts at 6 p.m. and the person in time slot number 1 gets 10 minutes during which they can claim the reward. If they don't do it within 10 minutes, it moves on to the person whose NFT is in time slot number 2, and then that person has 10 minutes during which they can claim the reward for that list. Okay, for simplicity, I'm only showing 3 lists: slot 1, slot 2, and slot 3, and I'm only showing time slots for 1800, 1810, and 1820. And as the little white boxes indicate, you've got an assigned slot in slot 1 of 1810, and in slot 2 you have an assigned slot of 1820, and in slot 3 you have an assigned time of 1800. So what this means is when the claim process kicks off, you could claim the reward for slot number 3 times slot 1, and then the other slots, if they remain unclaimed, you would have a chance to claim the rewards in slot 1 at 1810, and then the slot number 2, if it's still not claimed when 1820 comes, you could claim that one. So if you're on the ball, you would definitely get the reward in slot 3 because you're the very first one. You may or may not get the rewards in slot 1 and slot 2 because the people ahead of you may have already claimed them. So that's the way it works. Okay, we're on the claims page, and it's about 2 hours into the claim process. And if you scroll down, I'm going to show you all the way to the bottom here the one proof of burn NFT that I purchased so that I'd be able to participate and demonstrate this. You'll notice it shows that it's got the burn ID of 227. So remember that. So these are the different slots, and you have a time in each slot that's been chosen at random for you. And so here at the top under slot 1 it shows your next claim, and the time is 0230. Now all of the data that's on this screen is specific to me. Okay, so it's telling me that my time slot in slot 1 is at 0230, and if you scroll down to the bottom, it's got the claim button, and because my time has not yet arrived, if I place the cursor over that, it won't let me do it. But it shows here that there are 6 hours and 26 minutes and some seconds until my time slot arrives. So I can claim it when my time slot arrives, assuming nobody ahead of me has already claimed it for slot 1. So you can go up and place your cursor over the times, and you can scroll within there. And so I could scroll down until I find 230, and it'll show, let's see here, $330. Shows 230, and it has the NFT ID of 227, which is the one that I have. So if nobody claims it in one of these time slots prior to mine, then I could claim it if I feel like being up at 2:30 in the morning, which I'm pretty sure that somebody will claim it long before my time slot comes up. And so if you look over here at these other slots and you look at the amount of time until my time slot, this one here says 6 days. This next one says 8 days. So, the likelihood that somebody ahead of me doesn't claim it is pretty small, But, that's just the way it goes. A lot of people put T-bill in, did the burn and got into this thing. And so, I still maintain that, if you're not in the first couple of time slots, you don't have much of a chance. But what I'm seeing here would tend to indicate that that's not necessarily true, because I mean, we're 2 hours in, which means, you know, there's 6 time slots per hour, so there's 12 time slots that have passed by, and these have not been claimed. The only ones that have been claimed so far is the slot number 5 and the slot number 6. Those both have been claimed. What's interesting to me is if you scroll down here and you look, and it says that it was claimed at 22:10, which raises a question for me: is how could that be? How could they claim it when their time, you know, it isn't 22:10 yet, it's only 20. So how did they claim it? I don't know. I sent a email to the G Fuel team to ask them that question. How's it possible that they claimed it at a time that hasn't even arrived yet? Unless I got a time machine or something. Well, I woke up a little before my time slot just to check, in the off chance that nobody had claimed it prior to my time slot. And of course, I did a refresh and showed that all 10 of the slots had been claimed. So I went back to bed. But this was the first, day, first Friday that it occurred. And, you know, obviously there's little glitches here and there, you know, that they're going to iron out. And, so the bottom line is, every Friday, starting at 6 a.m. Eastern Time, for 11 and a half hours, you have an opportunity to buy one or more of those proof of burn NFTs. And then from 5:30 p.m. to 6 is the time when the time slots are randomly assigned. And this one that just occurred, I calculated it, and there had to have been over 1,200 NFTs purchased. So if you allow 10 seconds for each one of them, that list was extending beyond 8 days. And of course, you know, as people get to understand how this thing works, every one of those slots will be claimed within the first, probably 3-4 time slots, I'd guess. But the amount of T-bill that was in the pot to be claimed was quite extensive. And so anyone that claimed it, each one of the 10 slots gets 10% of the pot. So anybody that claimed one of those slots got about 648 T-bill. So I mean, if that had been me, which unfortunately it wasn't, but if it had been, I put 10 T-bill in, and I could have, potentially won 648 T-bill. So, I think it's going to be interesting to watch this thing unfold over the next few Fridays as they work things out. But, the claim process kicks off at 6 p.m. Eastern every Friday, and I suspect that as time goes forward, we'll see the game, all of the slots claimed within the first 30 minutes, most likely. So you won't have to stay up forever to see whether or not you won something, but it behooves you, as soon as 1800 kicks off, is go in and take a look and see, if you were lucky enough to get one of the first 1 or 2 time slots in one of those lists. And if you were, be prepared to claim it. So hopefully I gave enough information in this video for you to have an understanding of how it works. And I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. So y'all have a great day. Talk to you later. Well, that's a wrap for this presentation, so cue the music. If you enjoyed the video, then hit that thumbs up for me, and I'll see you in the next video.